It's your girl. And I'm back. I'm back. And I'm sorry. It's been a long time. And I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two. I mean step two, step two, step two, step two, step two. Freaky. And you might wonder, where have you been? What's been going on? Why is her air conditioning so loud? But all I know is that I'm back, and I'm happy to be back. And you may ask, yes, my hair is growing. I'm happy. The skin is glowing. She's been drinking her bone broth. She is healthy and thriving. Okay? I've had a couple of things go on in my personal life, including a couple of things that are kind of sad, which I will be sharing in future videos. But for this video, I had to make a video about this because I'm always trying to let you in on what's going on. That's why it's called Pearl's World. Pearl's Worlds. So for this video, I just want to go into something that happened that I just had to speak about. I had to make a video about this person. Yeah, so not so much gangster, but more thought he was gangster, ended up being stupid, which led to him being unemployed. Sir. Anyway, as I've said in other videos before, I work in a warehouse, okay? And we fulfill shipments and we ship out things, and it's great. But here's the deal. It's one of these places where, I mean, in the past, everybody has at some point in time played hooky. I mean, for school, for work, wherever. You know, you have been like, but I have to say, this job is one of the jobs that you don't have to do that. Like there's no. If you're sick, you're sick. If you're not, you're not. Just go to work. Take your behind to work. So this young man, I think he thought he was going to buck the system. Now, just a disclaimer, fake names will be used in order to protect the innocent as well as the guilty. Now this decided he wanted to try to be smart. Okay, I thought he was a very nice young man. Usually when I'm back in the back, they'll bring people through, new hires. I just can't get enough of looking at my hair. Anyway, they brought him through, you know, and I personally thought, it was like, oh, I get a good vibe from him. I think he would be an awesome hire. You know, not that I'm the end all be all, but you know, they kind of listened to me a little bit. They listened to me a little bit. So, next thing I know, he's hired, right? So every week after that, it seems that something would happen on a Wednesday. He just had something against Wednesdays, not Mondays, but Wednesdays. So one particular Wednesday, it comes up and he says, every Wednesday there was an excuse. Like there was something that was going on that kept this young man from coming to work. I mean, at first it's like, oh, well, maybe it's just the way the stars have aligned. It just happens to, the planets happen to line up every Wednesday. He comes in and he doesn't call out. He sends one of my bosses a text message and says, can't come into work. My father is dead. I don't know if I could say dead, deceased, no longer living. He's been in an accident, right? And I know y'all are gonna say like, what? Oh my gosh. You know, and that's the same way I was when I heard about it. I was like, oh my, I had no words. There was nothing I could say. There's no jokes. There's no nothing. A parent has been taken away out of your life. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Everybody was pretty much like that. So he was out like everybody would be if a parent passed away. And no, none of my coworkers really knew how to deal with it, like, because we didn't really know him that well, but we all felt bad. Then I found out that not only did he send this message, but he also said that his father was in a very horrible, horrific, fatal car accident. And that it was very, he was taking it very hard, and that he would contact us when he was ready to come back to work. Along with it, which I found to be very weird, but he decided to send a photo of the car wreck. Air quotes is ruining the story, but just hold on. He sent a photo of the car wreck that his father was in to my boss. We all kind of looked at each other like, wow, that's weird. That's not normal. Maybe that's what he felt. You don't know how people grieve. You don't know how people are going to take things or deal with things. So maybe that was what I don't know. Moving on. When he finally returned to work, I felt bad. I believe one of my other coworkers actually gave him a gift. When I walked up to him and saw him that morning, I said, you know what? I am so sorry. I heard about what happened. That's a loss that I have not experienced, but my heart goes out to you. And I'm shocked that you came back so early. I could not have done that myself if I were in the same situation. He looks at me and says,
"Oh, thank you so much. I didn't want to be sitting around the house just looking at the wall and thinking about him. This really helps for me to be here with you guys. And so I'm very happy to be here."
And I thought to myself, oh, and he said,
"The only thing that helps me and is helping me be able to accept his loss is the fact that he died instantaneous. It was sudden and quick. He didn't feel anything. So I feel better about that."
And I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, well, all right. What do you say to that? Time goes on. He continues to work. I don't think anyone else addressed him about the situation, but it comes up that he comes down with an illness all around about a Wednesday. We're like, wow, that type of illness, kidney stones, usually doesn't take a hospitalization unless it's very, very bad. What's wrong with my throat? Usually with kidney stones, they give you something, they send you home. You're going to be in a lot of pain now when you pass it, but they don't keep you in the hospital unless you have several or they're a certain size. And to be honest, none of this information was given. Okay, it was just like, I have a kidney stone, I'm in the hospital. And then we get a text message from his mother on his phone saying that he's in the hospital with kidney stones and he'll be in when he's feeling better. So my bosses were like, by this time they were kind of had it, but what can you say? Because one of the times that he's out was his father died. So you can't hold that against him. You're just like, okay, well, he's sick. He's in the hospital. What can we say? So time goes on, and he just never came back. And I find out from one of my bosses, I just asked, I was like, where is he? Is he okay? Did he ever make it out of the hospital? We asked him to bring in hospital paperwork, and he never got in contact with us. He just said, okay, and we never heard anything else. So he's not coming back. Okay. So one day, and this is how laid back my job is, we talk about things at work or situations at work or things that come up. So we're sitting there And I don't know if it was me that brought it up. Somebody brought it up. And I was like, wow, that's a shame about that guy. I don't want to say his name. That guy. And somebody else said, you know what? And then we just started kind of going over the whole, his father and the kidney stones, and every time the excuses to not come to work. And then somebody said, you know what? I really don't think that his father was in a car accident. And of course me, you don't? And so then another coworker says, you know what? You ever heard of reverse Google search with the image, reverse Google image search? And I was like, wow, that's the thing they do on catfish, right? We should do it. So we did it. It came up. That was not his daddy. It was a car accident that happened where two people were fatally injured, lost their lives in 2018 in another county, country, city, not here. I almost wanted him to come back to work, but at the same time, I'm like, somebody that would sit down and think of that and do that, are they okay? Do you really want to meet them? Do you really want to confront them about that? Because I think not. I think not. Because I kept reliving the scenario in my head of him literally going through Google and saying, that's a good picture. That's the picture right there. And sending it. And then saying that your parent passed away from that. Like, my brain blew up that day. I could not believe it. Like, I could believe it, but at the same time, I didn't want to believe it, because who does that? And sir, do you know what kind of karma is coming back to you? And why would you do that? Why? When all you had to do was say, I don't want that job. And let somebody else get hired. To sit down and think that you're actually going to fool somebody forever, and that no one would ever think to check up behind you. Wow, wow, wow. Sir. Gangster stupid gang. It's not the kind of gangster I can look up to and be like, you did that. No, it's the kind of gangster like, that was stupid. That was stupid, sir. Anyway, I had to share. There are people screaming. There's apparently a child outside that is in need of attention outside in the courtyard behind my apartment. So I'm going to call it an evening. And you know what? I'm so happy to be back. I've got so many ideas for videos since I've been lying in wait to pounce back on YouTube. And I have a kind of sad video to come up in a couple weeks that I want to share with you about some of the things that have been going on in my life for this hiatus and break that I took. But I had to share that. Don't be stupid. Don't do stupid things. Don't. Just to be a grown up about it. If you don't want the job, don't take the job. Plenty of people want to work. Don't go to that length to make up things to not work, because just don't do it. That's my word of advice for today from this video. And I missed you, and I hope that you missed me too. And I'm actually going to be doing some videos on my hair growth, and some reviews on some of the products that I've obtained. I was going to be doing some wig reviews, but it is too hot to be walking around with a wig on your head, and I'm not doing that during the summer months. I'm just not. Love you. I mean it. I will see you in a week. I'm going to try to do this again, get back into it. And love you guys. You have a great day. and welcome me back. I'm hugging you. I'm hugging you. I'm hugging you. I'm hugging you. Bye. And you guys, be good. Be good to each other. Love each other. And keep your sunshine bubbles intact. I'm back.